Hello everyone, myself Dr. G. Venkatnachandra, Assistant Professor at SR University in the Department of Civil Engineering. So my specialization is Environmental Engineering. So today we will discuss about the fecal septic sludge management. It is one of the major problem right now. So for solving of these problems, we will discuss about the means what are the policies existed, means how to manage, what are the options existed, what is the feasibility, and everything we will discuss in this lecture. Uh, so first of all, we need to understand the real meaning of fecal septic sludge management. That is generally in the short form we called as FSSM. Every time means wording the same similar name of fecal septic sludge management. So instead of that, we'll use as FSSM. So this FSSM refers to the safe collection, transport, treatment and disposal of fecal sludge that will be generated from on-site sanitation systems such as septic tanks and latrines. So means what is our main aim or means our main management option will be the first we need to collection, transportation, treatment, and the final will be the dispose. So where it is coming this last it is the first one of the on-site sanitation systems such as septic tanks and pit latrines. It is crucial for non-sewer urban and rural areas where sewer network is absent. This option is good than widely applicable in India where centralized sewer systems are limited. So ensures protection of public health and environment quality. For suppose if you are not treating the sludge generated from these on-site sanitation systems, what will happen? First, the liquid waste we are throwing on the environment is first will be the water get contaminated, next will the soil contaminated, and ultimately it reaches the aquifer. Here groundwater is a contaminated. So water, soil, environment will get affected, and ultimately what are the aquatic animals that also get affected. So for reduction of these effects on the environment and ecology, we need to means opt a particular option so that we can mitigate impacts on the environment. So generally, what is the on-site sanitation system? It stores waste at the point of generation. So septic tanks, one of the options will be the septic tanks where it is a primary settling. So we already discussed in the previous lecture. The septic tank, the next will be the smoke pit that is called as primary settling. Next, what are the sludge is generated from the septic tank that will be treated by use of biological treatment. Next, pit latrines. Here is the direct storage and slow decomposition will be happen. So pits here, what are the wastewater is coming from the septic tanks, then it will be filtered by the different levels of the means different levels of gravels and sand. So ultimately, it will reach the aquifer. It also water get purified. These are the means some kind of on-site sanitation system. Here, sludge will be means accumulated. So that sludge we need to manage. That is called as fecal septic sludge. FSSM. So what are the means portions? See these pictures means it is a realistic picture. So one person is releasing sludge. See here in the this is the digester tank. Here the sludge is at the bottom. Then below means above the sludge is the liquid. Then scum volume. Then what are the wastewater that will be sent to the next unit, that is the soak pit. Here it is the soak pit means water means what are the water it get filtered and this is the aquifer. See this is the fly screen, this is the vent pipe means what are the gases released at a digester. So generally it is a water tight tank so that anaerobic digestion will be happened. What are the gases released in this tank, it will be goes out through this vent pipe. This is the typical layout of the septic tank and how it will generate the sludge. Then what are the wastewater pathway? Then everything will be discussed here. Next slide will be the means we need to understand before going options. We need to understand what is the basic terminology here. Means one is the fecal sludge, that is called as semi-solid waste from the pizza tanks, that is called as fecal sludge. Means why we call it fecal sludge is contain microorganisms more. That's why we call it as fecal sludge. Septage sludge specifically from the septic tank, that is called as septage. Fecal sludge it could be coming from the wastewater, it coming from the septage, whatever it may be. It is called fecal sludge, but septage is means the from the septic tanks only. Black water means wastewater from the toilets containing fecal matter. That is called black water. Grey water means wastewater from the kitchen and bathrooms. It is called as grey water. These are the four terminologies we need to remember. So, what is the need of SSM? FSSM. Why it is required? See, in nearly 60 to 70 percentage of urban India relies on the on-site sanitation system. There is no proper sewer network, so it is very difficult on the depending on the sewer network. So generally here is the means almost in on-site sanitation system only. So improper management leads to, see, means if you are not properly managed, what will happen? See, these are the options. Groundwater contaminated. So it is important resource for the drinking water. Then next will be the pollution of rivers and lakes. These are the first water bodies existed for means different purposes. So if it is polluted, then aquatic animals also will be disturbed, ecology will be disturbed, and humans gets also affected. Then spread of diseases like cholera, typhoid, and diarrhea. So, so means so far means reducing this kind of contaminations. So, government of India means launched one goal, that is called as Swachh Bharat Mission goal. So what is the means we always discuss several times sewer, non-sewer, why it is on-site sanitation system is required in the absence of non-sewer network. So here we can discuss about the means difference between the sewer and non-sewer systems. Here first aspect will be the infrastructure. See, in sewer systems is required underground pipelines. Non-sewer means so on-site that those are the safety tank pits. Those these kind of seen in the villages or means semi-urban areas. Then cost here will be very high. Means if you want to dig the means underground, we need to means connect the pipes and slope also will be provided. Periodical maintenance, everything will be go up. That is called as very high. Then non-sewer networks then means this initial cost will be reduced. Only means a particular tank needs to be designed. So periodical maintenance means every 6 months, 3 years, 3 years only once we need to clean the tanks. So coming to the operation means here sewer network means for every household it connects the pipes so that one place they can arrange a means wastewater treatment so that it can be treated. That is called as centralized. Here in every 2 3 houses, maybe in each household, they means have particular safety tanks or latrines. That is called a decentralized treatment. Then suitability here means mostly where the space is lack, then we need to go for the sewer networks. Why means it is underground pipeline, so it is mostly suitable for the metro cities. Non-sewer networks means here where space is means ample amount of space is existed. We don't have resources or financial support, so we need to go for the non-sewer network. That is called is basically suitable for small towns and rural areas. So FSM service chain, and that means sanitation value chain. See here, there's one person is going means regular routine. So he is releasing some kind of sludge. It is reaches the septic tank. Then means what we have to do. The remaining wastewater we are providing the kind of a soak pit. Then water will be percolated. Then what we discussed how to manage that option will be the we need to periodically maintenance every 2 to 3 years. We need to desludging needs to be do. The first one will be the capture. Capture means this person is going releasing the sludge, that is called as capture. Here is the storage means safety tank we are storing every means up to 2 years. Then after that we are desludging, that is called as transportation. Next one with the treatment, where means generally safety tank inside itself anaerobic digestion will be happen. If it is not anaerobic digestion not happening after transportation, we need to send to the treatment unit, where we can use different treatment approaches. We can degrade the means sludge, that is called as treatment. Then next so after treatment, then remaining material called as uncontaminated materials, maybe it is called as compost. The compost is a rich source of different minerals, potassium, sodium, the calcium, that can be applicable to the field areas. So here is a seen a different process. One will be the contaminate, then emptying, next transportation, next will be the treatment, then reuse or dispose. This is called as FSSM service chain. So what are the challenges in FSSM? So why means we have options how to do, means how to do desludging, how to treat the means every options we know it is existed. Still we are facing some of the problems. How to overcome, means what are the problems? So first one, the lack of proper design of safety tanks means there is no proper idea how to design, what capacity is to be designed in rural areas. So there is no main kind of guidelines for design of safety tanks. They will design for 2 to 3 years. After that, it completely full. Then it whatever the sludge it is coming, it is not going down. It is creating a problem. Smell is coming. So before design means before going for a safety tank, so you need to take means appropriate design consideration from the respective field officer, so that the design should be appropriate for means 10 to 15 years. Then irregular dislodging. So generally means as for the means conditions regulations, we need to go for 2 to 3 years. But people are not going in 2 to 3 years. They are taking more time. Means they are waiting for the fill of safety tanks. That is not a good idea. So that is one of the challenges. Next one with the unsafe manual handling practice. So while desludging, so it is creating a lot of order problem, and also is a kind of awkward situation, aesthetically not good while taking out the this kind of sludge. Next one with the limited treatment intersection. So here means after taking the this sludge, generally they are throwing in the city outskirts. So there itself it is creating the another problem like contaminations of groundwater, maybe contamination of solids. These are the problems. Next one is the weak institutional coordination. There will be no coordination between the means one to one stakeholders. Means here maybe people, one of the stakeholders, governments, means some policy makers. There will be no coordination between these stakeholders. That's why means problems still occur in the rural and urban areas. So, why it is required to discuss in the environmental engineering means, so as a environmental engineers, we need to treat the whatever the waste generated from the community. That is one of the objectives or scope of the environmental engineers. So first one will be the here coming to the lecture here the prevent leaching of contaminants into the groundwater. So means generally what happens, the sludge contain, the sludge means is semi sludge. It contains water as well as the sludge. Then what are the wastewater that will be means percolate the soil, aquifer contaminator, soil contaminator. So first means our means objective will be that to prevent of leaching of this kind of wastewater. The next one will be the reduce the organic lead. So red organic means here means carbon sources organic matter present will be the higher, so we need to reduce it before disposing onto the environment. And also if we are going for the means treatment approach of these laws, what will happen? The means after treatment, the sludge becomes the nutrient. So it is contains nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. It is means a very good resource for the field applications. Then helps in the climate resilient sanitation system. Means if you are not, if you are treating, if you are collecting, if transporting, this is the kind of options you are doing. Means ultimately it will be uh, impacts on the climate also will be reduced. So these are the options, the challenges we studied, but what are the initiatives existed? What are the policies? What are the regulator framework for FSSM? So here FSSM in India is guided by combination of national missions, policies, regulatory frameworks aimed at ensuring safe sanitation, environmental protection and public health. See here, first one is the focus on non-seaward sanitation system, that is a rural and semi-urban areas, promotes decentralized and sustainable solutions. So where is sewer network is now absent, so we need to go for the decentralized and sustainable solutions. Strength role of urban local bodies. So we need to provide some strength, means they will enforce some laws or regulations, we need to follow strictly. Otherwise means government some enforce some kind of fines on the public. So what are the major government initiatives in India? So first one will be the Swachh Bharat Mission, that is launched in 2014. And what is the objective of this mission will be the eliminate open defecation, means it is objectional to dispose on the open land without treatment. Focus on the toilet construction and behavior change. So phase two will be the, it includes solid liquid waste management. Initially it launched in 2014. The main objective will be the eliminate open defecation. So first means the first way they focused on the toilet construction. This means many of the people in rural areas going of toilet or washroom going to outside, and there itself no treatment, it contaminate the means the soil and the water. So for that government of India initiated one mission, so that first step will be the toilet construction, so next will be the means they store the this waste. The next step will be the treatment of solid and liquids. Next will be the Amrit mission. Here is the Atal mission for urban transportation, urban transformation. So it is a focus on water supply, sewerage and septic management. It encourages FSSM infrastructure in cities without sewer networks. What is next? Mission with the smart cities mission here promotes smart sanitation solutions, integration of FSSM with the urban planning. So this is the national FSSM policy in 2017. Here it is mentioned desludging frequency in years for USA, Canada, Australia, Ireland, Malaysia, Philippines and India. So in India generally it is given by the CPCB, Central Public Health and Environmental Engineering Organization, CPHWO 2013. It is mentioned that every 2 to 3 years we need to desludging. In America it is around 3 years, Canada 3 to 5, Australia 5 years, Ireland 5 years, and Malaysia is around 2 years, and Philippines 1 year. This is the desludging frequency in years for the different countries. So what is the national FSSM policy that was launched in 2017? It is introduced by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. That is what is the key objectives. Here will be the safe collection and transport and treatment of fecal sludge. So first one with the eliminate unsafe disposal practices, then promote reuse of treated sludge, ensure private sector participation. So what are the key features? So scheduled desludging every 2 to 3 years, development of fecal sludge treatment plants, Then capacity building of urban local bodies means here capacity building means we need to give the training means how to manage the option to the stakeholders of a particular urban local bodies. Encouragement of PPP models means handling of these sludge will be not safe for the humans. So government of India look urban local bodies if they provided this kind of kits PPP kids so that means most of the people will come forward and dislodging the particular fecal search from the means particular communities. So what is the regulatory framework and guidelines? See here is the means first one is the CPCB, that is the Central Pollution Control Board. Then set the standard for effluent discharge and the sludge disposal. What are the physical, chemical, biological characters should be below these parameters, then only they are eligible to dispose on the environment. That is proposed by the CPCB. The next one is the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Here, issue of FSSM guidelines and policies. That's those things we discussed in the previous means slide. Then monitors urban sanitation programs. So whether this kind of program is going or not, means it is training sessions maybe needs to be aware the people who are living in the particular regions where there is no sewer networks. Then next one with the Water Act, that is called as Prevention and Control of Pollution, that was launched in 1974. Here means what are the wastewater that are generated from the safety tanks without treating, we are disposing on the water bodies, so that means aquatic and as well as the humans also get affected. So here also there will be specific guidelines given by the Water Act. Then Environmental Act 1986, here also this called as Umbrella Act for Environmental Protection, supports the regulation for waste management. So means waste means there will be some guidelines means how to manage the waste in a proper way. So these are the some of the responsibilities for the urban local bodies and as well as the standards and guidelines for the FSSM. So here see a role of urban local bodies. So planning and implementation of FSSM service systems, licensing and regulation of desludging operators, ensuring safe transportation and disposal, public awareness and community participation, monitoring treatment plants. These are the means kind of roles for the urban local bodies. What are the standards and guidelines for the FSSM? So septic tank design standards, desludging period, effluent discharge standing, those are given for the CPCB, and what are the parameters we need to calculate, and the safe reuse guidelines for the treated sludge. So means we know the means different policies that was imposed on the Indian people. Still, we are facing some of the problems. So, what are the problems? What are the challenges we are facing? Challenges. So, first one is the lack of coordination between the agencies. Means here means central government is proposing some of the guidelines, yes, but local bodies are not aware of these guidelines and not following strictly these guidelines. That's why is called as lack of coordination between the different agencies. Then limited funding and technical expertise. Here funding is means one of the biggest issue in India, and also it is there is no technical knowledge for particular people while designing the safety tanks. That is one of the means challenge. And for enforcement of regulations, so in the paper there will be several guidelines policies, but while coming to the field implementation is very difficult. And informal desludging practices. So here means while desludging we need to means wear a PPP kits, and with a manually if you are handling means you may possess different kinds of health impacts on you, so that we need to follow the means some kind of FSSM guidelines. So that is one problem. Next one with the data gaps in sanitation infrastructure. These are the different challenges and what is the importance of this policy framework. Ensures standardized practices, protects water bodies and soil quality, reduces the health risk and promotes sustainable and circular sanitation. So what are the characteristics of fecal sludge? So means means what is the fecal septic sludge management, then how to manage, what are the policies, guidelines existed, why still you are facing the problems. This is the thing. Next option will be the treatment. Before going for the treatment, you need to understand the characteristics of particular sludge. So fecal sludge is highly variable in nature depending on the type of sanitation system. Maybe it is depending on the septic tanks, it may be varied for the with latrine also. Based on the retention time, water usage, if you are using the means after going for the washroom, if you are using the means more water, what will happen? Then dilution of contamination will be happen. Next one is the environmental conditions, maybe temperature, maybe bacteria growth, means active in the bacteria in the means septic tanks. These are the parameters will be varied. So understanding its characteristics is essential for designing treatment systems and assessing environmental impact. Physical characteristics of fecal sludge. Here see generally means the color generally in a dark brown to black color. Odor will be strong and offensive smell. Then solid content will be very high. Then temperature slightly higher due to the biological activity. Generally, this fecal sludge contains scum layer. Scum layer means oil and grease. Then liquid layer means middle portion. Sludging layer means bottom portions. Here means what are the settled materials that is called as sludge. Then so middle layer that will be the liquid. Then top layer with the scum. Scum means oil and grease. So why oil layer will be the top of the water means the specific gravity between water and oil will be varied. Oil specific gravity is more less than the water. That's why the layer of oil will be formed at the top of the liquid. That is called as scum layer. Then what are the chemical characteristics? So here means we discussed BOD is one of the major parameters. Means what is the meaning of BOD? The amount of oxygen is required to degrade the organic matter. Next one with the COD. What is COD? The amount of oxygen is required to degrade the organic matter plus inorganic matter. That is called COD. The next one is the pH, nutrients, heavy metals. These are the some of the important parameters we need to calculate before going for the treatment. Then biological characteristics here. So biological means contains high concentration of pathogens. Here pathogens may be bacteria, virus, protozoa, helminths. These are the responsible for different kinds of waterborne diseases. So variability and fecal sludge. See here, fecal sludge characteristics change widely due to desludging frequency, tank size and design, and the water usage habits. These are the three important parameters will influence the fecal sludge characterizations. So here is the no fixed values. Design should be considered variability. So how to collect the sampling of fecal sludge? How to collect? There will be two techniques. One will be the uh, graph sampling technique. Another one will be the composite sampling. So here see collecting a single sample at a specific time and location is called as graph sample. What is the composite sample? What is a composite sample? So combining multiple samples over a period of time to create an average representation. For suppose water is flowing, so how to collect the sample? Graph sample means at a particular time, particular location you are taking the sample, that is called as graph sample, that is called a single sample. So if you are taking the multiple samples at a particular location in a different time intervals, so you can get different means kind of sample at a particular location, but time will be varied. If you are mixing these time interval means water sample, that is called as composite samples. Composite sample is the more reliable sampling methods compared to the graph sample. Let's know the sampling procedure and its importance. See, select the sampling locations, then make sludge and collect sample using proper tools, store it, clean and labeled containers. For suppose you are collecting a sample from the different locations, means if you are collecting and keeping bottles in the refrigerator, that means how we can identify the particular location sample. So we need to go for the labeling. Then next one will be the if you want to perform the experiment, no need to keep in the refrigerator. But if you want to perform tomorrow, means day after tomorrow, means we need to keep our sample should be in less than or equal to 4 degrees centigrade. Then next one with the it should be transported to the laboratory for quick analysis. Then why it is important? Helps in designing treatment systems, assist in pollution assessment, and important for health risk evaluation. So next topic we will discuss about the health impacts. Thank you.